6 million years ago, the world trembled beneath giants. Forests stretched endlessly into the horizon, rivers cut deep scars into the earth, and storms raged with fury. But tonight, silence fell, and from the mist of a prehistoric jungle, a roar shattered the darkness. Kingkong, a titan scarred by battles long forgotten, amber eyes burning with primal fire, and in his palm, clinging to his fur, was Beauty, a fragile young woman, a torn white dress glowing faintly in the stormlight. Her wide eyes reflected both terror and wonder. The jungle quaked again. From the shadows, another predator emerged, colossal, unforgiving, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Its fangs gleamed like daggers. Its roar shook the earth itself. The titans had found each other, and the world would never be the same. The first charge was thunderous. Kong's fists slammed into the earth, shaking the jungle floor. The T-Rex lunged, jaws snapping shut inches from his scarred chest. Beauty screamed from her cliff ledge, clutching a stone with trembling hands. But Kong roared, his amber eyes blazing. The titans collided with the force of mountains. Fists struck skull, claws tore fur, teeth cracked against stone. The jungle became a battlefield. Trees toppled, birds fled in terror. Dust choked the air, still Beauty did not run. Her hair whipped wildly in storm winds, her white dress stained with mud. But her gaze never left Kong, because somehow she knew. Her survival was his fight, and his survival depended on her courage. The battle spilled across the valley. Herds of horned dinosaurs stampeded, crushing ferns beneath their weight. Pterosaurs shrieked from above as meteors streaked faintly across the heavens. Kong locked his arms around the T-Rex's neck, straining as the beast thrashed violently. The predator's roar shook his chest scar, blood dripping onto the soil below. Beauty, desperate, hurled stones, her voice carrying across the chaos. One struck the beast's eye. It snarled, momentarily distracted. Kong slammed it into the cliff face, stone shattering with the impact, but still it rose. Still it fought, and then the sky itself began to fall. At first it was one streak of fire, then two, then 1,000. Meteors rained across the night sky, glowing trails turning darkness into fire. One struck the valley floor. The shockwave flattened trees, hurling Beauty to the ground, her torch extinguished, her pendant glowing faintly in the ash. Kong shielded her with his massive body, embers raining across his fur. The T-Rex emerged from the smoke, eyes glowing red, scar glowing from firelight. Its roar merged with thunder, and the battle raged again, this time in a world burning alive. The jungle ignited. Flames devoured trees. Rivers boiled. The air itself became fire. Kong and the T-Rex slammed into each other, framed by pillars of flame. Beauty coughed through smoke. Her white dress darkened with ash, her hair plastered to her face. Still, she crawled forward, clutching a sharp stone, unwilling to let the fight end without her. The T-Rex lunged. Its jaws closed around Kong's shoulder, blood gushing, steam rising from the wound. Kong roared in agony, slamming fists into the predator's skull. Beauty climbed a rocky ledge, torch reignited. She hurled it into a tar pit below. Flames erupted, fire chasing along black surface like molten veins. The predator thrashed, tail smashing into cliffside, stones raining around Beauty. She screamed warnings, her voice piercing through fire and thunder. Kong seized the moment. Amber eyes burning, chest scar glowing, he wrenched the beast's jaws apart. The predator shrieked, struggling violently, but Kong would not yield. The battle stretched through hours of chaos, through firestorms, collapsing cliffs, and boiling rivers. Every roar was a death cry, every strike a reminder that survival was carved in blood. And then, silence. The beast staggered, scorched, broken. Kong slammed it once more into flaming tar. Its roar faded, swallowed by fire. The T-Rex lunged. Its jaws closed around Kong's shoulder, blood gushing, steam rising from the wound. Kong roared in agony, slamming fists into the predator's skull. Beauty climbed a rocky ledge, torch reignited. She hurled it into a tar pit below. Flames erupted, fire chasing along black surface like molten veins. The predator thrashed, tail smashing into cliffside, stones raining around Beauty. She screamed warnings, her voice piercing through fire and thunder. Kong seized the moment. Amber eyes burning, chest scar glowing, he wrenched the beast's jaws apart. The predator shrieked, struggling violently, but Kong would not yield. The battle stretched through hours of chaos, through firestorms, collapsing cliffs, and boiling rivers. Every roar was a death cry. Every strike a reminder that survival was carved in blood. And then, silence. The beast staggered, scorched, broken. Kong slammed it once more into flaming tar. Its roar faded, swallowed by fire. The ground shook as predator and titan clashed once more. But this time Kong was relentless. He seized its jaws, blood pouring over his chest scar, muscles trembling with rage. With one final earth-shattering pull, the jaws cracked. The beast roared its last, collapsing into fire, swallowed whole by the flames. Silence, ash drifted softly across the jungle. The fires hissed low, and in the quiet, only the sound of Beauty's trembling breath remained. She climbed down from the cliff, bare feet sinking into ash and mud. With shaking hands, she touched Kong's massive cheek. His amber eye opened slowly, glowing with defiance even through pain. For a moment, Titan and human simply stared, survivors of a dying world. Around them, shadows crept forward. Other creatures, triceratops, dire wolves, even raptors, stood at a distance. They did not attack. They only watched, as though the jungle itself had crowned its rulers. Together, they left the battlefield. The jungle was no longer green, only smoke, fire, and ruin. Ash fell from the sky like snow. Rivers boiled with heat, but still, they walked. Kong staggered but carried Beauty upon his shoulder. Her torn white dress was darkened by soot, her pendant faintly glowing against the blackened world. She pressed a hand to his scar, feeling his heartbeat thunder beneath her palm. It was faint, but steady. For days they wandered, through rivers choked with ash, through cliffs split by fire, through nights without stars, when only embers glowed across the horizon. Yet they endured. She gathered water from springs, offering it to his lips. He built shelters from fallen trees, his body a wall against storm and beasts. At night, she marked symbols on cave walls, the outline of a titan, and beside it, the figure of a woman. Together they had survived the fury of earth and sky. When dawn finally came, the smoke parted. The first golden light in weeks pierced the clouds. And for the first time since fire rained from the heavens, the jungle breathed again. Kong stood upon a cliff, battered, scarred, yet unbroken. Beauty stood in his palm, hair lifted by the wind, torn dress glowing in sunlight. Her eyes looked not at the ruins behind, but at the endless horizon ahead. She pressed her hand once more to his scar. He rumbled softly, amber eye fixed on her. A silent bond, carved in blood and fire, stronger than any roar. The world had tested them with storm. It had tested them with fire. It had tested them with beasts born of nightmares. But they endured. Not the strongest, not the fiercest. But those who adapt, survive, and so their story became legend. The terrifying battle of Kingkong and Beauty against the Tyrannosaurus Rex. A tale of survival carved in flame, echoing across the ages.